Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to talk a little bit about handheld weapons and how they relate in combat. Now, even, there's all different kinds of ways to do all kinds of stuff. And even combat is done in different ways. You noticed a lot of the military now like to armor themselves. They've got a lot of protection but you can only carry so much, and there's always been, all through history of man and warfare, there's always been a debate on how much armor protection and you carry and compared to the weapons you carry in the way of weight and how many. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. Well, not so much about the armor. I'm still not the armor kind of guy. I use less armor, but I'm talking, boots. That'd be considered some kind of armor protection for your body. Gloves. I wear long sleeve shirts in combat type situations, stuff like that. I've even added knee pads, which I've never done before, but I'm getting older now. But the main thing that I want to talk about is the weapons. And this is something that many people don't quite understand. And the thing is, you should carry, in my world, I mean, it's the way I do it, I have to have food and water and this type of stuff, my supplies. So I try to carry a minimal in the way of weapons. And also I'm talking three-man militia type mentality, thinking about combat, a three-man mentality. The thing is, I have the weapons, and I've mentioned all the ammunition I need to carry is 9mm and 7.62 by 39. Those are my primary weapons, and but I've been known to carry more than that. I don't want to get in a lot of detail because these are tactics that I still use now, so I can't go into a lot. But I have been known to having my basic primary weapons. I would add 12-gauge shotgun. A lot of it's just depending on the situation and what I'm trying to get done and this type of stuff. And also I would use my enemies' firearms. What you do, let me see how to explain this. My primary weapons are very good for me. They work well for me. I've talked about handgun. I got videos talking about the perfect handgun. The gun, and like I say, a handgun I can use left-handed, right-handed, with gloves, without gloves, this type of stuff. So a firearm, for me to replace my firearm, my handgun, it'd have to be better than what I'm already using for primary. And but my enemy, I will use their handguns and rifles, explosives, anything that they have. So what I'll do is keep mine to a minimum and use theirs and toss it, throw it away. I don't need the extra weight. I don't have time to reload. And I've mentioned even my guns, to me they're so good, they're really good to me. Still, they're going to get blown up, they're going to get shot. Things are going to happen to them. That's why I would rather use, and mine work well for me, that's why I would rather use my enemies' firearms. And this way I can use them and toss them. I can, if I'm working in my area, I can use them. The ammunition for them, I will keep the ammunition and the gun. And I've mentioned, as a three-man militia, we have spots where we have supplies waiting for us. This way we don't have to carry a lot of stuff, a lot of weight. And all we have to do is fall back or go forward to wherever these places are that we've got our stuff put away. And so, in other words, my firearms aren't impressive in the way of take them to the gun show and let everybody go, oh wow, hey, that's cool. You know what I mean? They're nothing like that, because they're so functional for me, for not only my abilities, but for what I need to work with them. Like I say, we're in a wooded area. That's why 223 isn't that good of a firearm in a wooded area. And even when I talk about weapons, that even goes for knives. So got knives, handguns, and long guns. Long guns would be shotgun, battle rifles, sniper rifles, carbines, this type of stuff. So we take our enemy's stuff and we pilfer through it, and we figure out what is good, because sometimes they come up with some good ideas. That's what the Romans did. That's why the Romans were so effective. Every country they took over, the problems that they had to deal with to take them over, they adopted those in their warfare. Like say the Roman sword, it's not really long. Why is that? And it's pointed. You know what I mean? So, but when they've come up against different groups, the ones that could fight back really well, they took something from what they did. And the same thing. That's one reason why. Let's see. I was talking about the scarfs and samok, or whatever the thing is. These are things that is good, and that's what they've learned fighting these people. They've learned, hey, they've got some good things going for them, and they adopt them for themselves. And like I say, so basically that's what I do. I will keep my weapons, knives, handguns, and carbine, until I find something that is better. And one of the things that you can kind of rely on not being better is firearms that have oddball ammunition. I've noticed there's been people have been making comments, and they're good comments. They're good ideas, and they're talking about different kinds of. Because I asked what were some good weapons, because like I say, the AK is not as good as what I would expect So that's why I've had to open my mind up for others. And so far I haven't found any others, even though I've had a lot of good suggestions from everybody telling me, oh, the ARs, they're really good nowadays. Well, you know, I've talked about throw it out here on the concrete and we'll see how good it is. That's just a simple test. And like I say, mine can take the concrete test. You know, toss it up 8 or 10 foot and let it fall down on the concrete. Mine's done that test quite a few times already. But like I say, that is a simple one, but that doesn't even include combat tested. And mine have all been combat tested. And so, but this is why I'm saying, these are things you need to think about. And like I say, when your enemy, after you defeat your enemy, you realize, hey, he's got a good gun. He, like, you know, all this kind. You need to adapt or adopt that firearm, whether it's sniper rifles, battle rifles, or you know, tactics. You know, these are all things that that you need to pick up, and you get that in experience. So keep your mind open, and don't be so focused on your particular weapon. What makes your weapon good is what you want. You find something that's better in what you need in a weapon, that sounds like something you need to be looking into. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.